Christianity is symbolized by a cross, most popularly this one. But for the longest time, it wasn't the case, until a pagan emperor made it so, thus preserving a symbol that humanity has actually venerated for thousands of years before: the cross. Hi, my name is Sandra and welcome to Chasing Gods. If you're curious about the origin and meanings of symbols in mythology, make sure you subscribe. Another way of supporting the channel is to like and share the video. You can also check out my Patreon page where you can donate $1 or more each month so that I can continue to make high-quality research videos. Okay, let's begin. With Christianity. How did the cross enter its world? It may seem obvious that its symbol is a cross because Jesus was crucified on it. But Jesus also turned water into wine and healed hundreds of sick people. Why not a symbol of a grapevine or a sick person? Also, it should be noted that Jesus was most likely crucified on a straight or T-shaped beam. A lot of information can be found in studying words. See, the English word cross comes from the Latin word crux to denote the torture device used for capital punishment during the Roman era. Criminals were put in various inhumane ways on these wooden objects, which were most commonly shaped as a pole or a T, and they were to suffer an excruciating slow death. It's actually where the word excruciating comes from. Remember that the New Testament, which recounts the life and death of Jesus, was originally written in Koine Greek, an ancient Greek dialect, and later translated to Latin. So crux was actually translated from stavros, which has the same connotation. In the original Greek New Testament, stavros was often written in an abbreviated form, like this. The Greek letter tav and letter rho were superimposed to form a single character. This monogram, called the tafro or stavrogram, would later become one of the Christian symbols. But until then, it was just a way of abbreviating the device on which Jesus died on. In the first 4 centuries of its prominence, Christianity faced a lot of persecution by the Roman Empire. So Christians had secret symbols in order to recognize each other. There was the ichthys fish, the alpha and omega letters, the dove, and the anchor. There were more, but the cross was not one of them. Until came Constantine I, the first Roman emperor to have converted to Christianity. Before converting, Constantine was a pagan like the majority of the Roman people and their ancestors, worshipping different gods, including the all-seeing and almighty sun god, who's symbolized by a cross. Now you see where I'm getting at. Let's keep going. Rome was going through a civil war in the early 300s, and Constantine, then just a ruler of the Western Rome, was about to become the sole Roman emperor. It was said that on his way to battle against the Roman emperor Maxentius, Constantine and his Gallic troop saw something miraculous in the sky: a huge cross. The following night, Constantine dreamt of Jesus Christ telling him to make what he had seen in the sky the symbol of God, and to conquer by it. Affected by this dream, Constantine ordered for all arms and flags to be marked by a certain sign: the He cross, the first letter of Christ, or Christos. Other accounts say that the mark was a hero, a superimposed monogram of the first 2 letters of Christ, He and Rho. Early biblical authors had a thing with making sacred words into codes by using the first 2 letters and putting a line on top. The New Testament is full of these nomina sacra. In 312, Constantine and his soldiers eventually overthrew Maxentius and his men. And to them, this was done with the divine intervention of God, the Christian God, marked by the cross. From here on, these divine symbols eventually became those of the Roman military, and thus the Roman empires. Before Constantine died, not only did he get baptized, but he also made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. Therefore, the He and the Hero also became the symbols of Christianity, along with other monograms based on the initials of Jesus Christ. And gradually, they transitioned into the bare cross. We'll find out later how Constantine could have had such a dream and vision, but first, let's get into a little bit of numismatic, the study of coins. When we look at ancient Roman coins from around the time of Constantine, we witness the transition from paganism to Christianity. We can see the variations of monograms like the chi, the hiro, and the tafro. We can also find a wealth of pagan iconographies. One of them is the Roman sun god, Sol Invictus, crowned by sun rays, and next to him is an equilateral cross. It's not certain if this was meant to be a Christian cross, but it should be known that the cross was a symbol of the sun god across ancient Europe, Asia, and other major continents. The symbol is also called a solar cross or a sun wheel. It's been found in the Neolithic to Bronze Age of European history, and variations of it are found throughout the rest of the ancient and modern world. The sun god is the all-being protector of truth and justice because it sees everything as it travels across the skies, oftentimes on a chariot led by 4 horses, sometimes 1. Some historians say that the sun cross stems from the look of the chariot's wheel. If we were to go back further in time with those European coins, say 100 BC, we'd be able to find the symbol of the single horse or the single wheel that represent the sun god. And within the wheel is the equilateral cross, which is also found in ancient European artifacts. In ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, the sun god was Utu, later known as Shamash. He's symbolized by a sun disk, which is also comprised of a circle within which there is a cross along with crossing sun rays. The sun is a giver of life and therefore also represents life. Many 6th century Christian authors associate the cross with the tree of life. The Ankh of ancient Egypt represents the key of life. It's shaped as a cross with a loop on top and existed as early as the 29th century BC. Throughout the world, especially in Asia, the cross or the wheel exists in the form of a kolovrat, a cross with its arms bent in one direction. This type of cross also bears celestial significance, like the sun or the 4 directions or 4 seasons. The broken arms add the effect of a rotation found universally, like the circling of the planets, the galaxy, and overall life. The cross has been present in our history from as far as we could dig. It seems evident that Constantine had established a Christian version of the cross for sake of smooth transition from polytheism to Christianity. However, it's possible that it wasn't done strategically, but subconsciously. As psychoanalyst Carl Jung believes, there are symbols and images in humanity's collective unconscious that keep resurfacing through dreams and eventually get converted to art and mythology. Constantine's dream of the cross as a symbol of God is therefore not incredible. The cross has been venerated for thousands of years before his time and during it. According to Jung, anything we have heard or experienced can become subliminal. That's to say, can pass into the unconscious. The unconscious expresses itself through dreams. And Jung says that our dream life is the soil from which most symbols originally grow. He also adds that our unconscious impressions quickly assume an element of unconscious meaning that is physically significant for us. In other words, the symbols in dreams have meanings that is personal to the dreamer. The sun god's cross may have represented the ultimate united god among the other deities in Constantine's deep unconscious. It's also possible that the importance of a united Rome through one religion metamorphosed itself into a solution-driven dream, being of Christ telling him to conquer by the cross, the symbol of God, and thereby uniting pagans and Christians under one familiar symbol. Just a speculation. As for seeing a majestic cross on the sun horizon, it's possible that he had seen a natural phenomenon called sundogs. These happen when sunlight is refracted by ice crystals in the atmosphere. Sundogs can actually be seen anywhere in the world during any season, but are most obvious when the sun is on the horizon. So much for miracles, huh? But hey, even if we know the science behind it, it's still quite a glorious sight. So I could imagine how it was seen in their time. Perhaps sundogs could have inspired the symbol of the sun cross as well. It could be debated in many ways why life or the sun is represented by a cross of all images. To Jung, the crossing of the lines symbolized the union of two elements. For instance, that of a man and a woman creating a new life. Furthermore, the image clearly points to a center. Humans have always put importance in the center. The center is where everything else spans from. Jung says that this is reflected in the way humans have arranged cities and homes. Humans also see themselves as the center of the universe, but not in an arrogant way. More in the sense of our consciousness being the center of it all. Everything exists due to our consciousness. But why would the Latin cross, which is the standard cross today, not be equilateral? Well, it had been for a good period of time. After a good run of the monograms, the equilateral cross, also called the Greek cross, was the common form, up until the 9th century. Though the Greek cross is still used in the minority, its transition to the customary Latin cross is said to have happened in order to better conform to the story of Jesus' crucifixion, or to the original hero or tephro. Jung says that this upward movement of the center of the cross is humanity's subconscious manifestation of elevating the center of man and his faith into the spiritual realm. In any case, the overall look of the cross, despite its many variations, has remained. Two lines, sometimes more, intersecting each other, creating a center and 4 divisions or more, and in some cases, showing a cyclical motion. Today, the cross is for the most part a symbol of Christianity, a symbol of resurrection, life, and hope. But all it takes is a closer look at our history to find that the symbol has existed from the time humanity could express itself. Religions come and go, but it seems that symbolism remain in the depth of our consciousness, waiting to resurrect anew through narratives that are meaningful to us collectively and personally. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. A big thank you to all my Patreon contributors. For those of you who want to join in on the support and receive perks like access to the longer audio version of this video, please check out the Patreon link in the description box below. Thanks, and see you next time.